Welcome to another episode of the Muffed Sports Show. I'm your host, Hayden Haynes, and joining me this week is Seth Killen, Cody Hart, and Braxton
Yeah,
McKinney. Welcome,
let's
Yes,
go.
boys.
sir.
Let's
What it
go.
do?
Big,
Back.
big week right here of football. We got massive college football games to break down. College football week 5. We're going to talk about 4 big games, and then we're going to dive into the NFL at the end, talk about that week 4 slate, some of the bigger games for the week. But yeah, let's get right into it. No time to waste. We've had a great season so far. A couple things we want to just mention with our picks. I think Cody has slacked and not given us, his picks. Since he hasn't been here on the pod, he has to write it down for me in the notes, but he refuses to do that, even though it takes 2 minutes out of his glorious day. Anyway,
All
so Cody's record is TBD. We don't know what his record is really, but we
right.
do know week
Go
one
look,
it
man.
wasn't.
Go
Week
look.
one wasn't good, man.
No.
It wasn't. Week 2, I don't really remember if you even got all those right, but we'll just tell you for now, Seth, the casual college football watcher, even though I'll give him credit, he's watching more on Saturday. He's 10-4. He's in first, and I'm at 9-5, just slightly behind. Braxton is going to give his picks, from here on out the rest of the way, so we'll keep up with his record as we go. But yeah, Cody, please lock the hell in so we can
I gotta lock it.
actually tell people what our records are on TikTok when we give these picks out.
It's
But yeah,
undefeated.
NFL wise, we're going to get real technical. We do have a pick 'em league on Sleeper that we've been doing the last 2 years. Cody hasn't even done that shit either. Seth is, let's see, Seth. I know last year we were really close all the way until week, I think 18 in the NFL pick 'em. Came down to basically Seth screwing up and not picking a couple games. So I think I
Dude,
won the
last
whole
week I was
thing.
pissed. Yeah, I was ahead like 2 games.
Right now it is tight. It's still I think I'm 36-12 and Seth is 35-13 on the year. And with our
Okay.
official podcast picks, I think we're the same on the podcast picks that we've done for just NFL. I looked at it earlier, we're 7-2 both. So that's pretty good. I feel like we're doing really good with this with the podcast ones. But yeah, let's get into it. Week 5 college football. It feels like this year is flying by. It always feels like this, right? Like we're so hyped for the off season, like the talking, what's coming right around the
Yeah.
corner. And then it gets here, and then it's just like, dude, we're already in week 5. Like Bama and Georgia had a bye, so it kind of feels like they're still maybe on week 4, but like, it's one of those things. Like, soon as you get into September, it just starts flying. So let's talk about it though. We have, I think, probably the best slate of games that we've had all year. I mean, what was that other
Yeah.
week that we had that was actually crazy? What was that
Week 1
one? It
was
was
pretty
week
tough.
week one. Yeah,
Week 1 was
yeah.
pretty
Week
tough.
one. They've all been solid. It's not like we've had bad weeks. I mean, I think
Week
there
4 was
was.
kind of the
Yeah,
softest. Let's
it was a
say.
It's
little.
just
It was a little
now
slow.
now we're getting into conference play.
Right.
So you're seeing these big teams play each other in the same conference, and that's
Yeah.
what's creating the big games, you know?
I thought
Let's
that
go.
what was that night slate we had the other week? It was like Notre Dame and A&M, Florida Miami was it Florida LSU? Florida
It was
LSU, and there
uh,
was a couple other games. What was it?
Georgia
Because
was at 2:30.
Georgia Tennessee was that 2:30 game. Yeah, that was crazy. So
I
we've
was at
had
a, I
good,
was
That
at a,
was
I was at a wedding that day.
dude.
on Brax.
I'm sorry for you, man. Scheduling fall weddings is
Congratulations to
still
the
crazy.
boss.
All right, let's get into it so we can knock this out. LSU, number 4 LSU goes on the road to number 13 Ole Miss. Number 13 Ole Miss is a 1.5 point favorite. Total is 54.5. So we talked about obviously conference play started back up. For some teams it was early, but we're really getting it kicked off here with some bangers in the SEC. LSU, let's talk about it. So with them, what have we seen? Because now we know a little bit more about the teams that they beat. We know Clemson and Florida, they're pretty fraudulent, we can say with confidence. Quarterback wise has been a complete mess with DJ Lagway and Cade Klubnik. So does LSU really deserve that number 4 ranking? I'm going to ask that before we get into this preview. Do you think LSU is the number 4 team in the country as of right now?
I think this is the week that they prove it if they are, if they're not. Because we Ole Miss is so high potent, even though they're missing Austin Simmons. What's his name? Like
Trinidad Chambliss, he's good.
he's a dog. Like they're gonna put up points. They're gonna have to be able to score each
Yeah.
team. Like I assume this is gonna be a pretty high scoring game. But LSU's defense has been pretty locked so far, which is
Yeah.
not from the past we've seen. Their defense was slacking while their offense was just scoring 40, 50 points a game. So
Mhm.
it's definitely gonna. I think this is definitely the proving stone right here to see if they're legit or not. Because Ole Miss at home, they're going to be firing on all cylinders. I believe.
I think if Clemson and Florida were both like a one-loss team right now, and their losses were to just LSU, then I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah,
LSU is top four lock. But it's
but
like
rumble to the
Nussmeier, right? And Nussmeier and the offense haven't been great, and they've just played Southeast Louisiana, put like 50 on them. So like it's same thing with Bama and Louisiana Monroe. It's like how good is that really? So
yeah.
Nussmeier was supposed to be banged up, maybe he's healthy. But Brax, what do you think? Does LSU feel like a four team in the country right now, or what?
No, they do not feel like the number four team in the country to me. They've had some close games with some teams that you mentioned are fraudulent in nature.
Hmm.
Florida
Yeah.
Gators are frauds. DJ Lagway is not good. Um, Same with Clemson. Kate Klubnik doesn't know how to play football. So
Also, in those games, they only scored 17 points against Clemson, and then they only scored 20 against Florida, and one of those was a pick six, right?
Yeah,
so
So that's mm,
Syracuse put up more points on Clemson
right. In
than
Clemson too.
in Clemson than LSU did. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm just kind of like, I think they're fraudulent.
And they only played Louisiana Tech. It was only 23-7. Like what's up with the offense? Like I need to see Nussmeier really start being that Heisman guy that Seth said in the beginning of the season that he was. Obviously,
It's
Cody's Heisman
coming.
pick, Klubnik was not it. I don't know, Braxton. You said Kelvin Jennings, right?
let's go K.
He's been
I'm
fine. He
afraid I
hasn't been
did say
bad, but he's
Clemson.
been fine. I think I had Jeremiah Smith, but we'll see how he plays the rest of the year. But either way, it's been just a weird start for these quarterbacks, is what I'm trying to say. Like all the good ones, even Lenore Sellers, Drew Aller, who some people thought he was good. We'll see. Still out on him. But you've had different guys step up that we haven't really expected, like Oregon's quarterback Dante Moore, USC's quarterback Mayava. Like there's some guys. Washington's quarterback Julian Saying, like some dudes are stepping up that we didn't think. Anyway, so LSU, I personally think will win this game. My official score prediction, I have LSU winning a close one. I think 30-24. I think their defense ultimately is going to get it done. Maybe they've saved some stuff, offensively for this, and hopefully Nussmeier is healthy and they give the ball to Aaron Anderson. They're big wide receivers. Like they got to be able to run the ball. Clearly, they have Durham that can do that. He's a great five-star running back. He's gotten better this year, I feel like, so they can lean on him. Ole Miss's defense don't trust at all. Like I'm be honest, like they're just one of those defenses that I never get worried about. So this could be a game that is tight just because Ole Miss can play with a lot of the best teams in the country. But I'm gonna go just because Lane Kiffin also doesn't win a lot of these big games. I personally think the quarterback issue for Ole Miss isn't that big of a deal. Chambliss has been pretty good, so I think he'll keep him in the game. But I got LSU in a tight one, 30-24.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think just the defensive prowess of LSU is what's really going to get it done for them. I think it's still going to be a really close game. Like you said, Trinidad Chambliss, he's a dog. They're gonna put up points, Ole Miss, but I like what you said about Lane Kiffin. He doesn't really get these big marquee matchup games. Like he doesn't win them. So as that being said, I think I put 27-24, a little bit closer. I think it's like I said, it's going to be close. I think the defense is really what's going to get it done for LSU. Maybe a few more stops on that side of the ball than Ole Miss does. But yeah, I like LSU in this one. The defense is really what gets it done for me in this matchup.
What about you, Seth? You got LSU in this one?
I do have LSU in this one. I'm thinking a good 28-24. I
Yeah.
picked him as a Heisman for a reason, so I'm gonna need to see something.
There's got to be a moment that he balls
There's gotta
out.
be a moment.
Braxton, you on LSU as well? We about to go. We about to make the graphic. Everybody is going to post on social media of all of us with the LSU icons. Are you going to save Are you going to save the graphic? Is what they say, man. You going to pick Ole Miss?
Then we need to talk about something though. I
Uh-oh.
think there needs to be a conversation.
All right. What's that?
Let's
Good
ask you some
conversation.
questions here.
Okay.
Where's this game held at?
It's in Mississippi.
Ole Miss.
It was at Ole Miss.
Mm.
How many points did how many points did LSU put up on Clemson?
17.
17.
How many points did LSU put up on Florida?
Technically, offensively 13, but 20 with the pick six.
So
Not
you
looking
guys
good.
think Ole Miss's defense is worse than both those schools?
I
So you
actually
think
do.
you think Ole Miss is fraud,
I think their
essentially?
defense is
I
bad. Yeah,
think defense is fraud, but that offense,
dude, they let Kentucky almost win that game.
yeah,
Like they're not that good on defense because they just have Pete Golding who went to Bama. Like I'm telling you, he was not at Bama. He's not at Ole Miss. He'll keep them, from winning a big championship level game, like SEC playoff caliber game. Like he's gonna hold them back. That's my opinion, though.
I hear you. Sounds like that's you. You have a personal gripe against this
I
guy
don't
because he
love
didn't work
him.
out at
No,
Alabama. That's context I'm picking up from this.
right.
So I'm just like, I don't know. From what I've watched out of Ole Miss, it's just hard because like none of these schools have really played anybody. I just know the few times Ole Miss has been put in tough predicaments. Like it was against Arkansas. Arkansas
Yeah,
isn't bad. So
they gave up 526 yards to Arkansas. It was
that's what I'm
34,
saying.
35 to 41. And they went on there to Kentucky and they barely won that game by seven. Kentucky had Kentucky had 359 yards, which is not that bad, but they ran the ball for 172.
oof.
So LSU can run that rock. And they got one of the best. I don't care what anybody says. Garrett Nussmeier still is one of the best quarterbacks because he's been around the longest. I'm taking that veteran experience. I just have
Yeah.
to. But Brax, what's your official prediction? Are you setting us up right here?
Trying to let me think.
Let
It's
me
one
think.
and a half, man.
No,
It's
but I'm
basically
trying to put some things in. Like you're saying, LSU. All right, so LSU hasn't put up 27 points, 30 points on an SEC team or a Power Four team for real all season. So
all right. I get it.
you're saying they're about to put up 30 points, 27 points against Ole Miss. Ole
Yeah,
Miss is a highly doubted team. They're
not defensively. Dude, Florida's defense is at least solid. They even like they kept even though Lagway was literal dog shit in that game. He like was the reason why they lost. They had the defensive game plan to keep them in that game, like against Miami and LSU. They held LSU to 13 points because their defense is still solid, not because LSU's that bad. I think LSU has been slow starting on offense, but I think I trust Nussmeier. Like I think they're going to get some drives where they just kick field goals, and it's not going to be what you want, but like you're gonna put up consistent scoring drives. Like I just don't think they'll have an answer. Like I don't trust Ole Miss. It's tough, dude. It's tough to trust them.
It
oh,
is.
due to the fact that, there was a hard launch of Lane's daughter
I forgot
and
about that. Damn.
LSU's LSU's linebacker. I think the coach is going probably the offensive minded coach might game plan a little differently.
You said bet the
Bro,
over.
bro did say take the over. So
He
that's why
did.
I'm like,
54 and a half is the over total. So
and I know LSU can score. I mean, I know Ole Miss can score. I haven't seen that from LSU yet. I have to go what my eyes tell me on this one. Because I'm not a fan of either of these teams, so I just watch their games. I don't put a lot of detail into their rosters. I don't think about
yeah.
that a lot. So personally, I'm gonna go with just based on what I've seen, I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
Okay.
But
All
I do agree with y'all that LSU scores just because of how much Ole Miss is going to score. I think LSU is going to have to keep up.
yeah.
So I think it's going to be Ole Miss 38, LSU 31.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be a good game.
That'd be a great game.
I
Yes.
think that's
Yeah,
what
I can see
I
it.
think they're going to score a lot. I do. And like I said, I've seen that from Ole Miss. I haven't seen that from LSU. They seem like a long drive team. Like they go on a lot of long drives, a lot of 8+ plays.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
No,
look, it could come down to the turnover battle. Maybe Chambliss finally starts looking like a quarterback that hasn't played a lot, and he does turn it over. We'll see. I have no idea. I'm going defensive minded, I guess. Like I think LSU's defense travels pretty well. They did it at Clemson, even though Clemson's been bad. They did it with Florida. I think they get it done just because the run game is a little bit. I don't know. It's improved over last year. Last year they were bad. Durham was a freshman. He wasn't a great runner. The offensive line was whatever it was, but they have weapons at wide receiver too. So they'll be able to score. They'll be able to score. And I think it's just going to come down to that defense, like we've talked about. So, anyways, so Braxton's saving the graphic. Thank you, Brax. So we're not going to get
Yeah.
4-0 swept right here by the Ole Miss Rebels if they win. So moving on though, we do have another absolute banger 2:30, 3:30 game, and that's Auburn takes on number 9 Texas A&M. Now this is a 6.5 point spread for A&M at home. Total is 52.5. Couple things we know. Last week, Braxton, we were on the pod. Cody wasn't here, but it was definitely a lot of talk about Auburn's offense and what they can do going in a big hostile environment like Oklahoma. For the most part, I think they handled it fairly well, other than obviously the sacks, which you could talk about being more on Arnold at times or whatever, holding the ball. But he played a pretty solid game, clean game. I think there was we know for a fact, a lot of missed calls, and Auburn easily could have won the game, probably should have won the game. That was literally the worst thing that could have happened if you're a better on Auburn's side. So I would have to say that this game is going to come down to similar stuff as last week. Can Auburn I guess, stop the quarterback run with Marcel Reed. And I feel like on offense, clearly in a hostile environment, that is probably, I would say, harder than Oklahoma's stadium because Kyle Field is no joke, a massive stadium. 12 man's a big advantage. So to say all that, Braxton, what do you think as an Auburn fan? Are you looking like, this season is still, a success if they go down to A&M and just get this dub and then they're back on the right track? Like, what do you think they have to do?
I think they have to get this dub. This is a can't lose. This is a must-win game for the Auburn Tigers, in my opinion. And I 100% believe that they have the ability. They are talented enough. Our play calling is good enough to win these games. We just have to execute, like I said last week. And speaking of last week, let me just get a few seconds, please.
No, go for it. Floor is yours.
The Oklahoma Sooners are the worst team, the worst fan base that I've experienced in my entire life. I hate the Oklahoma Sooners. I have never, ever gone for the Alabama Crimson Tide a day in my life. Whatever date Alabama plays Oklahoma, I will be going for the Alabama Crimson Tide
November
because I
16th.
Yeah.
hate Oklahoma.
We also might go to that game if you want to pull up, by the way. I know you're in St. Louis, though. So, anyways, go ahead.
I'll never spend money to see those two teams. I don't care if I'm a bajillionaire, but a penny of my
What if
money.
we win a parlay and we buy you a ticket?
You buy my plane ticket down there, my Uber to
Yeah.
the stadium. I'm not spending a penny on that trip.
All right, fair. Go ahead.
'Cause I hate Alabama. I hate Alabama and Oklahoma. I still hate Alabama. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it
What if it
twisted.
was like a Johnny Manziel, Joe Burrow kind of game and you missed it and you could have been there?
I don't care.
Okay.
Valid.
All right.
I
Valid,
respect
valid,
it. I
valid
respect
crash
it.
out.
I
You can't.
respect it.
It's hard to hate watch two teams you hate. Like
It's so true. I never thought of that.
you
Actually, insane how that's so true because I've never had to hate watch. Actually, yes, I have. Auburn and Georgia is a hate watch game. I can't hate on like who do I want to win that? Nobody.
Nobody.
You want
Tie.
a bomb to just be dropped on the field.
I'll just check the score. I might bet on the over or the under, but I don't think I'll watch that game. It's like I said, if it's kind of math. Hate watch times hate watch equals zero. No hate watch. So
This is like when girls talk about girl math. This is boy math.
This is boy.
This is boy math for sports. Hey,
Honestly. Well, I'm
watch.
sorry. I don't want to take up too much more
No,
time.
go ahead, go ahead.
But the Auburn Tigers got cheated last week. They should have won that game. In my opinion, they did win that game. We legally scored the same amount of points that the SEC recognizes, but we all know there were more plays, there were more calls. I counted 21 points in Oklahoma's favor. That means points taken away from Auburn, points given to Oklahoma. That was a fumble return for a touchdown on the first possession for Oklahoma. That was. I don't know what to tell you.
I believe you.
The refs called
I
it a
believe it.
touchdown on the field. There was not overwhelming evidence to overturn that call.
No, I agree, Brax. And I'm not an Auburn fan at all, but I think that was probably like the one exception where I'm siding with Auburn because that is legitimately robbery. And I thought that was probably the worst way to start a football game. Like you can't just say we're gonna just instantly screw the game up. Like there's no point in the game you should do that, but in the beginning is like the worst time because that's the momentum like swinging instantly into Oklahoma. And because what
That
did they
was
do?
very
Did they
frustrating.
did they kick a? Did they just punt after that, or what happened? Like, did they even score? But it didn't matter because that's still
I
seven
think they
points for
got three, if
Auburn.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think
Right.
they got
Yeah.
three. And then we got the ball first and we didn't have a three and out, but we punted.
Yeah.
So they got first points after that, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they
That was
scored.
just super frustrating. They overturned that call. And then I don't even have to talk about the play that the SEC literally commented on and said that the refs screwed up. And I wish that the accountability was going to be held publicly, just like the screw up was. But they said that it will be handled in private, which really sucks to hear. But
Mm.
I really want to know what's going to happen to that head official that didn't know that rule, especially if
Yeah.
what Hugh Freeze said is true and they were talked to about that rule all summer long about deception
Yeah.
plays and they still ran it and the refs didn't catch it.
Yeah, that
Then
was
that's
some bullshit.
ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. Like there was a 21-point swing. And I ain't gotta talk about the pass interference on Cam Coleman that was for a touchdown. I know Auburn scored that possession, but that saves us 3 extra minutes.
Yeah.
Like who
With
knows what would have happened?
with that rule,
So
I saw something. I agree with you on the rule about the deception, and they were like you said they talked about it before the season, so that means they don't understand the rule. But some people were trying to say, I guess, like defending how there's like a fine line in the rule. I don't know how it works necessarily, but there's something where like it is legal if you do something. It was like if you, I can't remember what it was, but I don't even think they did it. But there's a way to make it still legal. Like if you walk like you're going off the field, I think it's like you can walk off like to the side, but you can't like there's some weird like wording of it that makes it like right technically. And I don't know what it is. I'll have to go look at it because I'm not gonna try to butcher it here. But there was something that people were saying online about it and how they were like, yeah, there's a way to do this correctly, but they still didn't do it. So I don't know. They screwed it up.
maybe there was a way to do it correctly. I just know that when the actual rules officials and analysts, when they reviewed the play, they literally immediately put out a statement.
Yeah.
They don't do that. Check their Twitter. See when the last time they put out a statement like that was.
Yeah.
Check it out. It wasn't this year. It wasn't last year. And it wasn't the year before that.
This is what the
They
official
don't do
rule
that
book
often.
says about the hideout plays. I just looked it up. No simulated replacements or substitutions may be used to confuse opponents. No tactic associated with substitutes or the substitution process may be used to confuse opponents. This includes any hideout tactic with or without a substitution. So I think the rule is basically, I think now that I'm reading it again, it's reminding me that the rule is like, I think if you were to substitute, like you can't fake a substitute essentially, but you can do a hideout possibly. I don't know if they were faking a substitution or what they were doing in that situation. I have to go back and look because I wasn't that dialed in. But they're clearly Oklahoma fakes a substitution. The wide receiver stays on the field by the sideline. Auburn has zero clue he's on the field. So yes, it looks like by what they're saying, it is technically a fake substitution, which is it's illegal. So you're 100% right about that. And that was a horrible missed call. So that's two touchdowns
I just named
gifted.
three. The pass
The three,
interference.
yeah, right there.
That's 21-point swing in Oklahoma's favor.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna lie. Auburn had our opportunities. We had opportunities. Our special teams can't put us in that situation. You can't field punts at the one. Anytime we return a kick out of the end zone, you can't get a 10-yard holding penalty every single time. And they do not even make it to the 25. You can't do that.
yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like when Hugh Freeze said we might as well just fair catch everything, I agree. Like that's crazy. Our special teams was the most undisciplined stuff I've ever seen in my life. But
Man, it's
hope that
tough.
clears up. And then, I
Yeah,
mean, special teams, you put yourself in bad situations, and everybody knows. I mean, you gotta say you can't give up 10 sacks. If you give up 10 sacks, you should lose the game.
So yeah.
You should. Especially if the last sack is a safety to cover the spread.
yeah, dude.
When you had the ball for 4 minutes prior to that,
Yeah,
you have no idea how frustrating that was to watch. You had the minutes for 4 minutes. You had the ball for 4 minutes with one timeout and a 2-minute warning,
yeah.
and you lost 20 yards.
It's
Well,
And a
bad, man.
safety.
I'm gonna say this. I hear a bunch of boo wah right now.
Oh my,
I'm just
Cody,
kidding.
did you not say in the group chat that that
I'm
was
just kidding.
bad?
I just had to get that.
I
No,
know.
Oklahoma screwed y'all so bad it's not even funny. Like there were so many plays. Auburn, like I agree with Brax where he said there was Auburn definitely had opportunities to win the game, but how can you win the game when you got those 3 to 4 plays that they basically scored on or got cheap shotted? That had like how do you come back from that? Like you can't. Uh, and it's like I get the 10 sacks and everything like that's horrible and offensive line or Jackson Arnold just holding the ball too long like that's gonna happen. But Auburn
Yeah,
still have won that game 100%. A hundred
yeah.
percent. And I'm I hate Auburn. I hate them. I hate them.
I'm
I
right
hate
there
them.
with you. I hate them too.
Can't
But you know what?
okay.
I do one thing on this. I try to keep it fair, Cody, and I know you love to lean Bama, so I respect you for admitting this because if this happened to Bama, I would hope Braxton would come on here and say that was a bad robbery. You know, Bama should have won or whatever. But
Super Bowl
No,
robbery.
yeah, definitely.
yeah,
I would. I mean, and I think honestly, still hate Alabama with everything I have in my heart,
I,
but at the same time, feel like these new SEC teams, they coming in here, they thinking they this and that.
and they not.
They're really not. They're
dude,
really not. Like,
I hope because what happened last year, Oklahoma beating the hell out of Bama. I hope we destroy them, and I hope they have John Mateer, dude.
like I said, dude, I'm so glad that the refs did that to Auburn because I believe this will put a little push in our tush
Mm,
against Texas A&M, kind of like a little extra motivation. And I mean, not to be that guy, I always want a fair game, but it makes 100% sense if the refs give Auburn a little extra grace.
I was about to say, is that coming around the corner? Are they about to
Like,
do some like, here you go, Auburn, you get this?
do we get a call?
I'm
Do we
thinking,
get?
I'm thinking this week y'all are getting a couple calls.
Well,
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm like, if we get a few calls, I'm not saying we gotta win the game,
I
but
might change my
you
pick now because
you
that's a good
you let a
point.
few you let a few holds go.
Yeah, you
You
did. You let a
you
few
might
of
call
those
a
go.
phantom. You call a phantom PI on a go route.
Right.
That could
Well,
really help out.
I'm gonna say this about this Texas A&M Auburn game. I think Texas A&M is legit. Give me Texas A&M 35-20. I think that game. I think the Oklahoma game took it out of Auburn. I think they're kind of like what just happened to us. We had that game. We played as hard as we could, and then Texas A&M is coming off a great win. They're feeling the momentum is so high for them right now. But I also think Auburn could, like y'all were just saying, a few holes go. You know what I'm saying? Well, we didn't see that, and Auburn sneak out the
Yeah.
dub. I could see it
Yeah.
go ways, but I think Texas A&M is just. I think they're actually really legit with
Yeah.
Marcel Reed and that defense. Uh, Give me 35-20 Texas A&M.
So
Hey, all right. Hey, you know what?
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
I hate to say it, but I was still talking here before he just made his official pick like that.
All right,
How
go
you
ahead,
gonna make
Brad.
your official pick in another man's presentation?
Yeah, come on,
Sorry
Cody.
about that, sir.
Respect the presentation,
That's
man.
that's the thing about these Bama fans, America. That's the issue. And that's why they are the most obnoxious fans you will ever meet.
Thought that was Oklahoma now. What happened? Thought we got away with the
You
one.
might have just took the crown back. You might be sharing it. You
Cody,
might have be
That's what happens when you show up on the pod, man. You start giving us a bad rep.
Wrote.
uh,
Look, man. All right.
I,
So here's the
I
deal.
hate Alabama. I hate Alabama. I hate Alabama.
He's starting to sound like Roll Tide Willie, but Auburn's version. Look,
I hate
man.
Oklahoma too. I hate Oklahoma. Look, I'm
I
sorry,
feel
John
you.
Mateer. I'm sorry you have to have surgery.
Not sorry.
I am. I am sorry about that. I really hate that because when Auburn goes 11-1 and our only loss would have been to the Heisman winner, then it don't look that bad.
Hmm.
But you had to take a sacrifice so your team could experience angst.
Well, to say, all of that, I feel like we got to give our predictions and go on to the next game so we can fill
Sorry about
everybody
that.
in. It's okay
Sorry.
because I know
Texas
we
A-
want to rip these guys for the
no,
officiating.
no,
I
no,
get it.
no, no, no. Texas A&M, um, Marcel Reed, good quarterback, not great. High ceiling, low floor. Auburn's defense is good enough to bring out that floor. We have a really good pass rush. Maybe we might not be as flashy with the 10 sacks or anything, but John Mateer was in a cage for the majority of the night.
Yeah.
You
So
will.
I think that I think Auburn has the ability to stop Marcel Reed from running the ball. And I
Hmm.
think we can really I think we can force him to pass the ball. And I don't know how good he is on the pass. I know Auburn's got this very low percentage in explosive plays. We're like, what, 108th in the country for explosive play defense? F
Thanks for you
A
saying
F
that.
O, F A F O. That's all I got to say.
Well,
But
I want to
official,
segue after you make your official pick because I have a good thing to follow up that with.
official pick Auburn 28, Texas A&M 24.
Okay. Okay. So you were saying, Marcel Reed, right? So I have the stats just to, give some clarification. He is inefficient, when it comes to his accuracy, right? He's 58%. He's more of a gunslinger guy. He's a good deep ball thrower. He's got 869 yards, 9 touchdowns, only one pick. We know he is dual threat. So he's second on the team in rushing with 142 yards and a tutty. They don't run the ball great with Moss right now. Like they're really relying on big explosive plays through the air and then Marcel Reed's running ability. So here's the thing. I believe A&M has that advantage at home with the wide receivers because here's the thing. Mario, or not Mario. Yes, Mario Craver is their leading wide receiver from guess where? Birmingham, Alabama.
He's a
leading the
beast.
team with 422 yards, averaging 22.6 a catch. Four touchdowns, 20 catches. That is a problem down the field. And in Notre Dame, he and Casey Concepcion make a great duo. Casey Concepcion transfer from NC State this year. I know Bama wanted him. He's very good as well. So that is a duo that has combined for over almost about 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. So that's a problem for Auburn's secondary and containing Marcel Reed. But Jackson Arnold will have a good game running. They'll be able to throw the ball with Keon Coleman, or not Keon Coleman, I'm sorry, Cam Coleman, and also Eric Singleton. So that will be a fun matchup for both offenses and defenses. Go ahead, Brax.
I got a question.
Yes.
Is Casey Concepcion better than Cam Coleman?
No,
No,
I think
no.
Cam's just an elite kind of talent.
Is the other dude you named better than Eric Singleton?
I think
Yes.
that's probably yes right
Yes.
now. Yes,
Yes, he is.
he's a
Is he
deep threat
better than
machine, dude.
is he do you know Eric Singleton?
I love Eric Singleton. I watched him at Georgia Tech last year. He's very good. I like him a lot, actually. It's
Yeah,
just
he's,
about the style of
And this
play is
this dude from
different a little
Texas
bit.
A&M, sorry, I mean I've only watched a few of their highlight plays, but you think he's better than
I mean,
Eric Singleton?
he's a good deep threat for sure, man. Like they do stuff differently. I think Singleton doesn't go like down the field as much, so they just play different. But I guess like if you're talking about like prototypical wide receiver, yeah, he's probably like the overall all around better one. But for what they like to do and Auburn's weaknesses, I feel like that's a problem.
So
That
he's
might
a
be
you
an
crazy.
issue.
believe you believe that Auburn's weakness is in the secondary. You don't think we can cover the deep ball.
I mean, you said they were 108th in explosive plays, and then
You can't
XAM
trust
goes
that
deep.
stat because
I'm just saying, right?
there's a lot
That's
of
a
hidden
problem.
truths. That number isn't accurate. And I
Okay,
can tell you
I
what,
don't
tell us
know.
why.
gotta remember our starting safety, Champ Anthony, had a broken thumb, broke his thumb on the first game. Pretty sure, maybe not. Well, we had a broken thumb. In our first game, I'm not gonna lie, they struggled against Baylor, and Sawyer Robertson was putting up a lot of yards.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. That was first game, week one. We've learned a lot if you go back and watch the Oklahoma game. But I just believe that Champ Anthony is a hawk. Caleb Harris has gotten a little better over the past few games. And we definitely have the deepest defensive back room in terms of cornerbacks, I think, in the SEC.
That's a bold statement, sir.
I think Auburn is DBU now.
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
Braxton,
So
what are
I
we
don't think,
talking about?
and I
Hey,
know that our wide receivers are training our defensive backs. That means our defensive backs are
I
training
get
against
that.
better wide receivers than Texas A&M, and all they train is man,
Yeah.
and all they know is man. So I think that we are going to be
Careful.
able to cover Casey Concession and whoever else his number
crazy.
two is.
Well, I got a stat, bro, and we got to wrap on this one. Mario
All right.
Craver is who you're talking about. I just saw a fun fact. PFF College, as of yesterday, tweeted Mario Craver is 274 yards after the catch, leads all players in college football, and he's already had his bye week. So he's been cooking after that. Like
He's
after the catch, he's a monster, and he's only he's a little guy. He's like 5'8", but I mean it doesn't matter when you're that fast. It's like a Tyree Hill situation. Um, anyways, my pick, official pick, and then we can ask Seth. Mine, because I know where Seth and you were at on this, but mine's going to be A&M 35, Auburn 28. I think they barely cover in a weird way again. I don't know. Maybe they don't, but I'm just going to say they do just because I feel like at the end they'll probably score when they need it the most. And it's a hard place to play, man. I'm telling you right now, that's a bad environment for Auburn. And I think they'll be able to do it because they have a good run game that travels, and the D line's good enough to get a couple stops, but they'll keep it close. I do think it's 35-28 at the end of the game. And Seth, what is your official prediction? Your mic is off, by the way, bud.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
I like 32-27 is what I've got.
Okay.
32-27 Auburn. I think kind of like how Braxton was preaching. I mean, we would have had low key probably 3 tutties. I mean, I think we could make it happen. And I think like Braxton said, this is a must-win game. We got
Mhm.
to prove that we a little something.
Yeah, Georgia after this too. So I agree it's a must win.
Mhm.
We have a bye week
Definitely.
first.
Bye week, yeah, then Georgia.
And
So
it
to
does
Auburn,
suck.
to A&M.
Mhm.
And go ahead, Brax.
I mean, we can move on. It does suck that we're having to go to Norman, play a tough defensive, hard-hitting game, and then go straight back on the road to Kyle Field and College Station.
Yeah,
But I mean, we knew this was coming from the beginning of the season. So
yeah, I feel that, man. Alabama and Georgia's next. Okay, so number 17 Alabama goes to number 5 Georgia. Georgia's now 3.5 point favorite. Total is 52.5. I did see, I think 88% of the public is on Georgia to cover. It was down at 2.5 yesterday, then it got bought back up to 3.5. So it's almost a pick 'em because it's a home game for Georgia. But I feel like the total being 52.5 is kind of, I don't know where it was last year, but it feels kind of higher than normal Georgia Bama games. Because last year's game was a high scoring one, so that's probably what they're thinking about. Because defensively, both teams haven't been that great. So strengths for Georgia, we know running the ball historically is always a strength. Last year it wasn't. This year I feel like it's gotten better with Nate Frazier as their lead back. And I think Gunnar Stockton also provides some dual threat ability, just like Ty Simpson for Bama. I think they're both underrated athletes. I think they both have underrated, arms. I think Ty's might be a little bit better. I think Gunner's a little bit more, calm overall in the pocket, even though Ty has shown in the last 2 weeks he's gotten better at that, but it's on the road, which he struggled against Florida State. Gunner looked good on the road where Ty didn't. Gunner looked really good against Tennessee on the road. So I'll give him that. But Tom might be a little bit quicker. He has sneaky speed and arm strength. So that was why he was such a 5 star out of high school. So both quarterbacks are really underrated, I feel like. And Todd's been on a heater the last 2 games, which we haven't played anybody great. But Alabama has definitely done what they're supposed to do. Georgia, on the other hand, looked like they were down and out against Tennessee to start that game. They got down, what, 3 scores kind of early or 2 scores early. They bounced back quick, though, like they usually do. And they had good stops in the second quarter to really tie that game up and then eventually get it to in reach. And then they went into the second half basically going band for band, and then they went to OT and obviously had that kicker during the headlights miss that kick. So it was they really could have lost. They probably should have lost, but they did what they had to do, not even discrediting them one bit. So don't catch me, Georgia fans, for thinking that at all. So Georgia does come in top 5 teams. So this will be a huge win for Bama. Obviously, Bama it has that Florida State loss, which Florida State's now in the top 10. So it's looking like it could be a little bit of a better loss. So this is a good thing for Bama, but they need Florida State to kind of run the table here to make it even more of a, I guess, okay L to start the year. Hopefully, they now understand how to play on the road a little bit more, even though under Kalen DeBoer they haven't been. That's what gives me some hesitation on picking Alabama. But Georgia also has had the Bama issue, right? So they've only beaten Bama with Kirby one time in that Natty in 22 or whatever it was. They also haven't played Alabama in Georgia since 2015. So this is a big advantage. I feel like Georgia, we know, does not lose at home. They've also like one game in the past, decade or whatever it feels like. So really for Bama, they get Tim Keenan, their star defensive tackle back captain, and then also their star running back Jam Miller back. So big additions, probably why the spread is closer than what some people might think. So Alabama on defense, real quick, and then I'll move to you and or Cody and Braxton and Seth. So I feel like defensively, Alabama's secondary is pretty legit. I think that our safeties have gotten to where we thought they would be. Ray Hubbard's really kind of locked in now, and he's gotten 2 picks last game against Wisconsin. He's a big thumper. Keon Sabb's a veteran safety, and then you have 5 star corners everywhere, like everywhere. So I think they do have good depth at corner. I think I'm not so worried about the corners in this game as much, even though Georgia has good talent at wide receiver. I think our back end's better than our front 7. So I think the front 7's got to show me something because they don't get a lot of pressure. We don't generate a ton of sacks. That's what's been bothering me is that we don't have a guy to do that. Now with Tim Keenan back, maybe we see some of that up in the middle. So we'll see if that helps the whole line out. But linebackers got to show me something too. Like they've been a little disappointing Deontay Lawson's the captain. He's getting healthy from the ACL. I get all that, so I'm giving him a slight pass. But we're getting healthy the right time. That's a good thing for Bama. Anyways, Georgia seems relatively healthy. Their O line has been a question mark, but they've looked okay so far. And then their defense has been obviously not as good as what we expect. So both defenses might not be standard Georgia Bama defenses. With that being said, do we see another banger game like we got in the second half of last year where Georgia came back and was a high scoring game? Or do we see more of that old school Bama Georgia game? And I'm gonna let whoever wants to go first.
I think we see another banger like last year. I don't think maybe not as like the wow factor of it, but I think it's still going to be very close, high scoring. Both teams, like we were saying, are very good on offense, and defenses haven't lived up to expectations this year, as you just stated. But in Athens, it's just scary. Like that's a scary environment to play in. That this is one of the biggest games of the year. Georgia at home is just like you said, they haven't lost in a decade there, maybe once, right? Uh, but Bama has had their number every step of the way besides that one natty. Uh, so that with that being said, I think just with the overall, I think it's going to be just like the Tennessee game, back and forth, like tooth and nail. Who can get that one turnover, that one 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 stop to kind of take a little bit of the momentum back and maybe drive the ball down the field or whatever. I think this game is really up in the air. I think that's why the spread is so close right now, and it's really a pick 'em. Like you can say Georgia, and I don't think no one's going to argue with you. Or you could say Bama, and no one's really going to argue because it's just up in the air. There's so many what if factors that go into this game that it's just like you got to see it. I think that loss to Florida State opening up really kind of woke Alabama up. I've been saying that. I think we were kind of overlooking them since they were 2-10 last year. Now they're looking like the best team in the nation, arguably. So I think it's and that Tennessee game with Georgia. I mean, it's just this game is a toss up, and I mean, me being a Bama fan, I think y'all know where I'm going. I'm picking Bama, but I got Bama in a shootout. I put let me look what I put.
I
Yeah, I
just was
put
looking.
38-35 field goal, chip shot field
Yeah,
goal to win it all at the end of the game.
yeah.
So give me Bama. I
All right.
cannot do it.
I know your heart won't let you. I respect that,
I,
and I would love to see it, man. I would. But Braxton, what do you think about this? As obviously a hater of both these schools, I know you hate Bama more, but is this a hate watch cancellation for you or what?
No, I can watch this game. This is good football right here.
Okay.
Personally, I believe that Alabama hasn't been tested since Florida State. Like you guys beat Wisconsin and you beat ULM. I don't know what to really make of that. So last time I really saw you guys play a real team, it was kind of an ugly affair. So
Yep.
we'll see. Um, on the other hand, Georgia's shown me they're proven in their clutch. They went to a hostile environment in Tennessee and were able to come up clutch in the end. So good offense, good defense, young leader. They play with passion. And from what I see about Alabama, I mean, they remember last year? You don't think this is like the biggest game on their schedule? Like this is Georgia's Super Bowl right here.
Yep.
I don't think they're gonna let it slide. I got Georgia
Score
28,
prediction.
28, 16.
wow.
16. Yeah. Okay. You think Georgia's defense is going to really stop them like that?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's going to be a little high scoring. I think both defenses are suspect in certain areas. I think Georgia's secondary can get challenged by Ryan and Jeremy Bernard. Also, Lazar Brooks, the freshman, people call him like Jalen Waddle 2.0. I think he could be used well. Also, transfer Horton, he's a big wide receiver from Miami. He could be used in the red zone, which he has been recently. But with Alabama, they don't stop the run that well, and they don't get the quarterback sacks and pressure rate that they should be getting. So Stockton could probably carve us up a little bit. I think Zachariah Branch will be pretty good. Nate Frazier. I think they'll be able to score whenever they want. Same with Bama, though. I think Bama hangs around. Ultimately, I think with this being their Super Bowl for Georgia and Bama struggles with Kalen DeBoer on the road, I just have to be real. I think Alabama comes in there, probably fights hard, looks better than what they did against Florida State, and loses a tight one just because Georgia does not lose a lot in that stadium. I know a lot of the public's on Georgia, but I feel like maybe some Bama money will come in and it will maybe not be so lopsided. But I think Bama maybe covers a 3.5, and so I got Georgia 34, Alabama 31, and I think Bama's is probably going to have to after this, loss at 2-2. They're really going to probably have to hope that this Tennessee LSU, home games that they'll have like the next month or whatever, that has to be a win for both. They have to take care of the home games. And then that Oklahoma game with Mateer probably coming back by then with his surgery, they got to still find a way to beat him too. So that's probably three hard games after, and then the Auburn game on the road is always going to be a nightmare for Bama when Auburn's good. So I think there's, two away games with South Carolina being a I don't know game, and then three home games that are like legit tough. So if Bama loses to Georgia, they probably have to only lose one more max to make the playoff because I think you could go in 9-3 and just have like, some close L's like against good teams. Like it can't just be a blowout against Oklahoma like last year that and they weren't good. So it has to be like a situation where they lose to, Georgia and maybe like LSU by like under a touchdown, and they maybe get in that way. I'm just saying that's the only shot. But I really could see this being a coin flip. But I will go Georgia because I respect what Kirby Smart has done, and I think Bama and Kalen DeBoer legitimately got to show me something on the road. So I hate to be that guy, Cody, but I'm just telling you. I hope they prove me wrong. I really do. And I think they could. It's going to be a good game. But, Seth, I'm going to give you the floor. Who do you think's winning this one?
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I went Bama 28-24.
Really?
So even the Auburn guy over here is going Bama, not the Bama guy. Can you believe that, Cody?
That's
I know
I loved it.
Me and
you're
Seth switched.
despicable.
We switched places, man. It's freaky
despicable,
Wednesday
man.
over here.
But yeah, I mean,
I
kind
think
of like, huh?
I was gonna say I think both teams have elite offenses. It's gonna be a great game. It's gonna
For
be a
sure,
great
yeah.
game.
It's definitely a hard one to pick. I just kind of like referred to about what Braxton said earlier about we haven't really seen anything since the Florida State game on like what like against a tougher opponent, should I say? Not the Warhawks, not the mythical creatures, as
Not
Cody
the
would say.
not the Badgers.
Not the Badgers
Not the
either.
Nah,
So I want to see it
we're
this
playing some
week.
dogs this
You are
week.
playing some dogs, and we know all about them dogs now.
Right,
Don't know
right,
about
and
no
them dog
Warhawks. They about to
They
get
did
crunched.
give up 40 on Tennessee, but I think they learned from that game, and I think it had a lot to do with them being on the road.
yeah.
So because that was their first time being tested. So I think they learned a lot from that, just like I think Auburn learned from Oklahoma, just
It's
like
gonna be
Texas
a,
A&M learned from Notre Dame. I
yeah, it's
think
gonna be
that
a hell of a game.
I'm
yeah,
prepared for the L, man, just because Bama's been so bad on the road, Cody. Like this is not Nick Saban's Bama, and I got to be honest. We play so good at home, right? That's why we took care of business last year at home. We haven't looked bad at home since we lost to Texas 2 years ago. Whenever I was there against Quinn Ewers, and that was because Jalen Milroe was like just getting started, and we just didn't have the offense clicking yet. So we don't lose at home just like Georgia doesn't lose at home. So like I'm just gonna go based off of principle here, and that is home teams at night when you need it more than ever, and they've hated Bama for so long, dominating them in most situations. Even though there's been a couple of banger games that comes down to the wire, Georgia has lost to Bama by double digits plenty of times too. So they want to win. They will win, I think, and I hate to say it, but Bama's going to have to use that learning experience once again if they do lose and take that into these home games and dominate. Like they're going to have not dominate teams, but they're going to have to take care of business against Tennessee, LSU, and Oklahoma for sure, and Vanderbilt, because I'm not messing around with Pavia this year either. But to say all that, it should be a good game. I'm excited. And then the last game is the same time, and that's going to be Oregon and Penn State. I believe Oregon is number 6 on the road to number 3 Penn State, and it's a 3.5 point favorite, just like Georgia and Bama for Penn State. This is a whiteout. Penn State's 8-1 in whiteout games in their last 9, but they're also 0-14 versus top 10 teams under James Franklin. So something's got to give. So
Something's
this is a
gotta give, yeah.
massive game. We know Drew Aller was, coming back obviously to ride it out with Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, and the boys, and they want to go for that championship. They were close last year, even though in the semifinals, they didn't clutch it up against Notre Dame. And then you have Oregon, who's getting, back to where they were last year, where they dominated the Big Ten. And now, they got a new quarterback here, Dante Moore. He's looking legit, a Heisman contender. Probably solidifies himself in that if they win this game and he plays really well. Thanks for that, man. Love
Yeah,
that.
my
That
bad.
was
My bad.
gross.
I forgot my mic wasn't muted.
So Dante Moore will probably be in that mix after this game, I think. Even if they lose, he could still be in that Heisman conversation. And then the last thing I'll say is Penn State. They haven't played anybody, right? Oregon's at least kind of played some teams, nothing crazy, but they've been a little more tested than Penn State. So that's something to monitor. But at home, at night, it's going to be challenging. Nick Singleton, the running back, has been great, obviously, his whole career. Drew Aller gives you some veteran leadership, but also he hasn't been that great. And they're looking for him to step up. And then obviously James Franklin. So that's a big deal. And then Dan Lanning in Oregon played good SEC style football in Oregon, and they really will travel well and probably play good defense enough to keep it in reach at all times. And they have wide receivers that are explosive, and they got a good running game. So I think they'll be able to win if they want to. But Braxton, what do you think about this? Is this a game that you see Penn State finally clutching up?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think they're going to lose. I think Penn State's going to lose a whiteout game to Oregon.
Yes, sir.
I think Penn State's fraudulent. I think Drew Aller is a bust. I think he'd be a solid backup in the NFL, but some people like Drew Aller is a big guy, 6'5",
Yeah,
240.
right.
Sometimes that's not good for college, but that would be really good in the NFL. So
Yeah.
I think he's got a good NFL game. I just don't know if his style fits in college as effective as they want it to,
Right.
honestly. But yeah, I got Oregon score prediction 35-31.
Mm. So you think it's gonna be a little more of a shootout? Okay, interesting. Cody, what do you think? You think was your pick in the
What's the
30s as
over?
well? I think it was 50. Let me go back. It was like 52 and a half, just like
Yeah.
the Bama Georgia game. Yeah, 51 and a half.
Yeah, I got it a lot closer than Braxton does, but I still got Oregon. I just think Oregon's going to be too much. I think Penn State loses the wide out. Uh, I agree with everything that Braxton said. B hit it on the money right there. Like
Yeah.
I just I can't trust Drew Aller, can't trust James Franklin, and I trust Dan Lanning. I trust Dante Moore, even though he hasn't played like you just stated, Hayden. They haven't really they've played better competition than Penn State, obviously, but they still haven't played like these tough teams, and this is like each team's first real true test. But I
Right.
really Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, I think he's very good, and I think just the under Dan Lanning, they're always going to have a great defense, but an even better offense and be able to score against anybody.
Yeah.
And I think they walk in there and get it done. I think it's going to be close just because the running effect of Penn State with Nick Singleton, he's a monster in the backfield. I think that's really what their Penn State's going to rely on is their run game. But I
Right.
just how Oregon in their offense and how explosive it is, and their defense. I believe they're one of the better teams in the country, to be honest. But I like
Hmm.
Oregon winning 24-20 and getting it done.
Uh, before I give my pick and Seth gives his, I wanted to say last year in the Big Ten Championship, which was in Indianapolis, the Colt Stadium, so it's on turf indoor, high scoring game, 45-37 Oregon,
Yep.
absolute barn burner track meet, and I think now earlier in the year at a big, whiteout night game, I expect it to be a little bit less scoring. And now I'm thinking about it. I've been trying to rationalize it. Why Penn State can win this game? How can they do it? They have to win the game right. They this is their time. But you're right. Like, and I'm going Oregon now officially because I think about it more. Oregon's got the better quarterback.
They do.
11 touchdowns to one pick, 74% completion. Drew Allar's got 4-1, and he's been really inefficient, really all over the place at times. He had 2 interceptions last year against Oregon, and he, still it probably cost him the game ultimately. So running the ball was great. They had Nick Singleton and Katron Allen last year go over 100. Probably go close to that this game as well. But Oregon's got a great rushing attack too. So I mean, ultimately, it's going to come down to the turnover battle, and I trust Oregon and Dante more probably, even though it's on the road. I think Drew Aller's going to get, rattled, even though he shouldn't. He's a fourth
Yeah.
year, third year guy, whatever he is. He should be able to do it at home, but I don't trust him, man. You're right. And Franklin, too. So I got 27-24 Oregon. And Seth, go ahead when you're ready, man.
I mean, dude, I'm gonna ride the Oregon train too. I
Oh, the
haven't
graphic is not
the
safe.
graphic isn't safe here.
No.
Hold them up.
Ugh.
Like clip it, chat. Clip it. Nah, but for real though, what's the score though? You got big shootout.
Give me give me 21-18 Oregon.
Wow.
A
Low
little
scoring
a little
game.
low scoring game. I feel like we
Ugh.
always go for
I got
either
the
the
high
medium or
score at
high.
31-28. I said 35-31. What I
Thirty-five
said 31.
thirty-one.
Is that what I said or 31-28?
I think you said 35-31.
Okay.
I can't
I'm trying
remember.
to write. I'm trying to write yours down. I'll have to go back and put all your predictions in, Brax, or you can do it later.
Yep.
Because
I
I
mean,
don't
as
think
you
we
see,
do
I
it.
don't remember them in detail.
It's all
Currently,
right.
unfortunately.
So we got all the college games predicted, and then pretty much just wanted to quickly give our picks on these couple NFL games. Go ahead. What's up?
Did you guys see the SEC schedules for the next 4 years
Yep.
in every
Yes.
teams?
Yeah, dude. Can I say something about that real quick? I texted Cody this. I just want you to realize something, Braxton. In the year 2028, Alabama's going to be so cooked. Listen to this. All right. In
I got
2028,
some. I'm listening. I'm listening.
2028, Bama starts the year hosting, I think, Ohio State at home. Okay. They go, this is not in order, but they play Ohio State to start the year, right? They go to Oklahoma State, which them firing Gundy, I wonder if somehow they try to weasel their way out of that. But right now it'll be Oklahoma, or not Oklahoma, Ohio State starting off the year in Bryant Denny. Then Alabama goes to Oklahoma State. This is not in order, but at Georgia, at Tennessee, at A&M, at South Carolina, at Mississippi State, and then they have LSU, Auburn, Kentucky, and Vandy at home. But those away games, Georgia, Tennessee, A&M, South Carolina, Mississippi State, then you already got to go to Oklahoma State, who knows what they'll be in 3 years, and Ohio State to start the year at home. They're cooked in 2028.
Yeah, that's
That's a
kind of
three
scary.
loss minimum.
That
Yeah.
might be an 8-4 Bama season right
That
there.
might be an 8-4 Bama season.
That's crazy. All
It
right,
is,
so
bro.
wait,
It's
go over those away
ridiculous.
games one more time.
At Georgia, at Tennessee, at A&M, at South Carolina, and at Mississippi State and SEC, and then at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, all right. Where's the Ohio State game at?
It's in Bama. Start the
Oh,
year.
so you
Yeah.
guys get at home against Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's a
All right.
massive game for Bama,
That
though.
is
Ohio
that's a
State,
big game. That's a big
big
game. And
game.
Ohio State's going to be good and talented no matter what. They got a lot of money behind
Exactly.
them.
I hate that, though. Go ahead.
Auburn in 26. We are on the road against Bama, on the road against Georgia, on the road against Ole Miss, on the road
Mm.
against Tennessee, on
Ooh,
the road against Mississippi State. And
They
then we
might be
got LSU
dogs.
at home, Florida at home, Vanderbilt at home. And I don't know who we're playing for our out of conference Power 4 26 yet.
Damn, dude. Let
I
me look at
should.
that.
Might be chalked.
Might be chalked.
That's
That's a bad schedule, man.
that's hey 26, dude. We are at Ole Miss, at Mississippi State, at Tennessee, at Alabama, at Georgia. And
Y'all
then
are
we
good.
got Vanderbilt at home. Lord, no, I mean, Clark Lee's a good coach. Let's see what he does in a few years
Yeah.
if he
Right.
stays. LSU at home, Florida at home. DJ
Yeah.
Lagway is going to be better, maybe. Probably not. He's regressing
Oh,
year after year.
you guys play Baylor and Auburn.
All right. Baylor at Auburn. Feel good about that. We'll be off 1-0.
Yeah.
Um,
It's Baylor, Southern Miss, Jacksonville State, or their out of conference games.
all right. Baylor, Southern Miss, Jacksonville State. Cool. All right. That's
Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, yeah, that's our SEC slate right there. So
Dear
that's
Lord, man.
That's not good. That's pretty hard.
Pretty good.
When is Auburn gonna play Texas? Like I'm trying to see that.
That's 27.
Okay.
It's weird. We play Oklahoma and Texas in the same season.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is weird. Have y'all ever played Texas like in your lifetime or in our lifetime? Like I feel like that's never been a game.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been a game.
Yeah.
We've
Interesting.
yeah, because I know we've never played each other as SEC opponents, but I don't know. Let's look up the last time Texas and Auburn played.
It's probably like 1920. Um, because I know for a fact like Alabama has played Texas 4 times now since I've been alive. I'm pretty sure. Let's see.
It was 1991.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Auburn
Texas
won
is
that
five
game
and three.
14-10.
What a stinker.
Oof. Who were some of the players in that? Do we know?
Let me see.
I feel like 1990. You said 91?
91. It's probably
Te
I don't know.
Texas
It's
might have been
probably a
kind of
year.
good.
It's probably a year Auburn claimed a championship for.
Possibly. Nah, that's
Not good.
crazy.
All
Um,
all time, all time. We're three. We got 3 wins. They got 5 out of 8
yeah,
games.
right.
But
Yeah. Well, let's give our quick picks and we can wrap it up for the
sorry.
NFL. Just real quick. No real preview on these because the NFL is long
Boo.
and you know how it goes, man. Colts,
Boo.
we can talk about Colts and Rams. I feel like that's going to be a good game. I think Colts obviously have been the surprise team of the year. Danny Dimes is now Danny Dollars.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Danny Dimes was just on the Peyton cast, and you know what that means. He's
uh-oh.
got that Peyton and Eli curse. He's not winning.
They're losing this game. I
They're
got Rams
losing this
dubbing.
game. I got Rams dubbing for sure after losing that tough
Rams.
loss to the Eagles.
Rams are 3.5 point favorites at home. Totals 50.5, which is kind of high.
Yeah, I'm taking
Man,
Rams all day.
I know statistically.
He's going to slash him up.
I know
Mm-hmm.
Who?
statistically,
Stafford?
Daniel Jones.
Good.
He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time right now.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Oh,
Statistically,
man. Yeah.
I like
I
it.
like
mean, he's off to a hot
he's do
start.
he's doing stuff that Peyton Manning ever never did.
You're not lying.
Andy
And
Dollars
I
is
still
here, man.
I still think the
He's here to
Rams do
stay.
it. Yeah.
So wait, let me ask this question. Hopefully we can make this a TikTok post. If Daniel Jones, what's the over under wins that they have to have this year for him to get a deal like a Baker Mayfield contract or a Sam Darnold? Like
I think
how many wins?
I
10?
think I think 10.
I
10 or
think 10. I think 10's pretty good.
So over under
For
9.5. They're already
yeah.
at 3.
I think they have to make the playoffs. I think they have
that,
to.
I think that's
I
also.
think they
What if
have
they
to. I
win?
think they have to
Okay,
make it. I
they're
think they have to
winning the
make it far in the
division.
playoffs.
They're winning the
Hmm?
division right now by a long shot.
Oh, easily. They're getting in the
Texans are 0-3.
Titans are 0.
They're making the
Titans are
playoffs.
0-3.
Jags are
The
not good
Jags are
either.
2-1, but they're fraudulent.
Dude, they're making the playoffs.
They're winning the division
So,
at 10 and
so
7.
Colts are going to win the division at 10-7. Daniel
Technically.
Jones, he needs to win 2 playoff games.
You think
Two?
you're not gonna pay him if he just makes it?
Bro,
No.
the over-under is 9.5,
Wait,
but
wait,
he's winning more than 10 games, I think. He's not
wait.
finishing the season 10 and 7. I think
If he
it's at
makes
least
the
12 to 13.
playoffs, he has to get paid, Brax, because they haven't had a quarterback since Andrew Luck, dude.
He's getting paid.
If he makes the playoffs and wins one playoff game, he's getting a max deal
We used to
from the
call Daniel
Indianapolis
Jones
Colts.
Danny Dimes.
Dude, he's not. He's
That's what
Danny
he is.
Dollars. And he's finna get paid them dollars.
He's Danny
Dude,
to make a holla. All right.
I'm just saying, he was pretty. I did not like him a lot
I
on the
didn't either.
Giants.
I
Hayden
didn't either.
despised that guy.
And
Jack pulled up the
and
receipts.
he had
Yeah,
some of the same like spurts. Like he was good at times.
I know.
Like honestly, don't you think this might have something to do with the fact that defenses are still game planning for him on a new team?
Nope.
Like
Possibly.
Think
I
But
don't know, dude.
what
I
about
don't
Sam
think
Darnold and
they're.
Baker Mayfield?
I think
Mm.
Jones is about to
What about his comp being
holla.
that?
I think Sam Darnold is more of a comp to him than Baker Mayfield.
I'm
And
saying like the arc.
I think Sam Darnold is trash.
Bro,
What? You think
Sam
he's
Darnold is
trash?
throwing bombs in Seattle right now.
I don't
That
know,
dude is
Dude,
going
man.
crazy.
He
You
went
cannot
15.
I
He
say
went
he's
mean,
not.
14-3 last year.
that's because of coaching and defense. Brian
He's
Flores
on.
is a
He's,
genius.
So
bro,
you
he's
mean
on
that
the
the
seat.
ball just magically dropped into these receivers'
Okay,
hands to win these games?
let me look up
He's got
this real
Justin
quick,
Jefferson and Jordan Addison. A lot
Okay,
of
what
people
is
can
he
throw them the ball.
what is he
bro.
putting up? What is he putting up in Seattle right now?
Four
Numbers, man.
663, 4 tutties, 2 picks, 104.7 rating, which is insane in the NFL. I
How
know
many touchdowns? What's the TD to pick ratio?
he's got 4-2. He threw 2 against the Steelers and 0
Four,
against
t-
the Niners, 0 against the Saints.
and
Four
he's got four
touchdowns,
touchdowns.
663 yards, 104 rating.
He's got a 50% touchdown. What are you talking,
2-1. Two
dude?
to one.
He's literally 2-1 in interceptions, and we're talking
I'd
about
be lit if
just
my quarterback
throwing
was 2 to
bombs.
1.
I'm with that. Yeah, I'm like, keep doing your thing. We trust in you. That Steelers defense is locked.
Bro,
We
his
got.
wide receivers
We're
are
fraudulent.
JSN and
The
Cooper
Steelers'
Cup.
defense is not locked.
We're fraudulent. I just said it. We're
The
fraudulent.
Steelers'
No, I
defense is bad.
so
What are we
so
talking about here?
Sam Darnold last year was so good. Dude, would you not say Sam Darnold should have probably gotten a bag from the Vikings instead of JJ McCarthy starting this whole season?
Yes, he should have.
That's what I'm
Dude,
saying. The Colts send
no.
Danny Dimes to
Of course,
whoever where, and then
Braxton.
the Colts are right there with Anthony Richardson again.
So you're
Well,
saying anybody can cook on the Vikings,
I'm just
basically.
saying, if you're gonna pay him, I would put him. I don't know, dude. I wouldn't pay him what I'm paying another elite quarterback contract. Like, I wouldn't. He's probably. I don't know if he'd want the max. The most he'd get out of me. If I was the owner, the most Daniel Jones is getting out of me is 42 million a year.
Okay.
I mean,
And Sam
that's
Darnold's contract
That's
is
his.
three years, 100 million. Do you think he can get that?
Yes.
Okay, that's my
okay. So
question.
he's being signed.
That's 33 million a year.
How many wins will it take for him to be able to for
Well,
the
Braxton
Colts to
said 2
say?
wins in the playoffs.
But now that you know what the
Heck,
kind of deal we're looking at here, how many wins do you think it would take for 3 mil or 3 years, 100 mil? What does Daniel Jones have to do?
Daniel Jones has to. I'm gonna stick with win. I'm gonna stick with win 10 games. I'm gonna stick with he has to win 10 games, and I'm gonna stick with he has to win a playoff game.
Okay,
One, not two,
one.
one. I
Okay,
thought we
I
were
like that.
talking here like he was trying
Like
to be
max
A
up
max
there.
deal.
deal.
I thought you were talking max contracts.
Baker Mayfield's contract is also 3 for 100. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like
My
that's a
bad.
deal that he could
Hey,
get.
I'm about to get cooked by the chin.
No, you're not. You're not. No, we're not gonna let you get cooked like that. I wouldn't do that to you.
It's okay, Brax. We'll clip. We'll edit the clip.
Nah, I get what you're saying. You don't want to pay him, a Dak contract or something.
A Dak or like a Deshaun Watson, like you don't,
No, guarantee Danny Dimes 400 million or whatever it was, 200
dude. That's what I'm
million.
saying. Like I thought you were talking about one of those, like
Nah,
60 million a year
I can see
contract.
what you're saying. You got to win 2 playoff games to get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like you gotta win at
definitely.
least two. Like you gotta be on some Jaden Daniels type.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
be
Jaden
like that,
Daniels type. He was
huh?
hmm
looking like some mid.
Shut up. He's not.
Jaden
I'm tired
Daniels
of
The
was
hearing
looking like
playoffs
some
Jay.
last
mid.
I'm
year.
tired. I'm
I'm
tired of
talking.
hearing this Jaden Daniels hate
I'm
around
talking
the
about this
Why do you
Jets and
season.
hate on
Jack.
Jaden
I'm talking
Daniels?
about this
Jack,
season.
he's not mid.
He's pretty mid.
Okay, let's pull it up.
Who?
Let's see how Jane Daniels has looked so far through 2 games.
Jaden
Jane
Daniels,
Daniels,
Brax.
3 touchdowns, 433 yards, 2 games, 0 picks. Rating is 90.8. His only bad game was against Green Bay. Still had 2 touchdowns, 200 yards, 0 picks.
That defense is locked.
And that's on the road at Green Bay. And he still runs the ball like a menace.
Answer for that, Seth.
Jack hates on him too. He acts like he's a bum.
He's
Well,
buns.
yeah, because Jack's a Bears fan. What's
And
your
they passed and
excuse?
they
I
passed
just
on
think he's
him.
ass.
You're lying, dude.
You're a
But
cat.
if he gets the ball to Terry, then he'll be good in my book.
He's got Debo and
See, I don't
Terry.
want
Zach
Debo.
He's
Ertz.
got he's got Terry on a
I
league in
don't want
some league.
Debo.
All right,
Oh,
so
Get
dude,
Debo's
you
bum
can't
ass
be.
out of there.
You gotta have a good reason to hate on the Commanders.
he's
His
hating.
good reason is fantasy's not adding up for him.
Mm-mm. He wants Terry
Is
on
that
his
Left
is that is
team.
hand
that
up,
wrong of me?
who are we? The Commanders.
That
I
was
just wanted to
funny.
get the chat wild up, man.
Yeah, we
That's
know.
all it is.
All right, Eagles Bucks. Eagles 3.5 point favorites on the road. Bucks don't have Mike Evans, but they get Chris Godwin back. Is that a good sign that they're going to be able to hang with the Eagles or what?
The Eagles are gonna find a way, just like how
Eagles,
they
Where's it at?
always do.
it's in Tampa. Eagles have been getting clapped in Tampa the last couple of years.
Give me the Bucks.
Think the Bucks
I'm
win?
taking the Eagles.
Give
That
me the Bucks.
defense for the Eagles is not the same. Baker's an animal.
Thank you, B. Thank you,
I
B.
hope I hope Igbuka
Is
can
Baker healthy, you think 100%, or is he
I
playing a
think
little
I
hurt?
think I think you know what that is. He's always hurt, but he's going to tough it out.
He's a
At
dog.
least.
he
I'm
is a
trying to
dog.
think. I'm trying to think about Tampa Bay's defense. It's not bad.
They gave up a lot to the Jets, I will say.
Yeah, they did with Tyrod Taylor, but Tyrod Taylor's never
He's
lost
kind
to
of
the
good.
Bucks. He's like started against them like two or three times prior to the game they just played, and he's like 2-0 or 3 now. He was,
Yeah.
but
And I
I
don't
got
know.
Eagles.
I'm gonna say Eagles. I think Chris Godwin might be on a snap count. No Mike Evans. A lot of Egbuka. They don't even have McMillan back. Kate Otten, where's he at? Bucky Irving needs to run the ball, but that D line against the Eagles is hard. I'll probably go Eagles in a close one. Close one.
I
Seth,
like Eagles. I
Eagles.
think Eagles are dubbing.
All right, last one.
Saquon
Saquon,
two
you gonna cook?
tutties. Yep.
Okay. Bucks do have a good D line too, so that's gonna be an interesting running battle. Ravens do go on the road to the Chiefs this week. Both teams are 1-2.
The Ravens are absolutely destroying the
Give me the
Chiefs.
Ravens.
I
After
know
what
Xavier
happened,
Worthy's coming back or whatever, but
the Ravens
I don't
defense
care.
does look bad, dude.
Give me the
It does
Ravens.
look really bad.
Give
The
me the
But the
Ravens
Chiefs
defense
are.
has got me negative points in fantasy 2 weeks in a row.
It's
Yeah,
been bad,
you need
bro.
to
They're
drop
cheap.
them.
But
I should probably
Ravens
drop.
Yeah,
Ravens are 2.5 point favorites. I think they should win that, but that's a weird. I feel like that's gonna be a weird game, like weird, ugly game.
I think the I
Give
think
me the
Ravens.
I think it's gonna be a really high scoring game. I think both defenses give up a lot. I think Lamar has his way with the Chiefs D-line, and I think Mahomes has his way with the Ravens D-line.
Okay. Okay.
And
Well,
I like the Chiefs.
hmm,
All right. Well, that was a good show. I gotta get out of here because it's late my time. But
yeah,
I appreciate everybody for making it, and Cody, thanks for hanging in there once again. But hopefully you can make it back next week, man. We missed you on the pod.
I'll
we
be
did,
back.
brother. You better be,
All right,
or there'll
we
be
know
consequences.
I
we
will
need
be,
you, man.
I will be back.
Braxton,
Yeah.
hope to see you again. I know we're all busy with work and stuff and life, but hopefully we get back on here consistently. I'll be trying my best to make it happen. So we'll be back probably every Wednesday. Let's don't hold us
Yeah.
to that, but we'll try to aim for that. So, anyways, once again, this is the Muffed Sports Show. I'm your host Hayden Haynes. That's Seth Killen, Cody Hart, and Braxton McKinney, and we'll be seeing y'all boys. We're
Yes, sir.
out.
Awesome, boys.
Deuces.
Goodbye.